Right, good morning. Welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Konas. It is Monday. It's the day we look at the political happenings of the week, what happened while on the political scene last week. And the biggest one from last week is the one about the BBI. I mean, you can't really ignore it. It was a landmark ruling by the High Court, a panel of 5 judges that gave out a number of edicts really bashing the BBI, saying it's unconstitutional, it's unlawful, the composition was not according to the Kenyan constitution, and even going ahead to actually make a permanent injunction against the IEBC from conducting any referendum. Now to join me to have that discussion and to go delve into the matters of the BBI is Dr. David Matsanga, Pan-African Forum Chairman. We are asking this morning, is it the end for the BBI? Dr.
Yes, good morning, Lev and viewers, wherever you are in the world and in Kenya.
Yeah.
This is good morning.
Let's start with that question.
From me.
Is it the end for the BBI?
No, it's not the end. It is the beginning of BBI. Because definitely the proponents will go ahead and appeal. It can go up to the Supreme Court. It is not the end yet. First of all, there were several errors that were made. Odunga and Ngugi have questionable background. Their backgrounds are questionable.
But no one raised that when they were listening to the
yes,
case.
Soon I'll release the reports of intelligence. Yes. They are questionable characters. They should have actually quit the bench because they have a problem with His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That is one mistake. That is appealable.
But Dr. One would ask, how come that was not raised by the BBI proponents while the case was going on?
Because we can't raise, we raise in appeal. That is an ordinary constitutional court. Can't raise in a constitutional court. Secondly, you cannot get a case that of another judge from another court. Another judge has made a ruling, then consolidate it in your own, findings and make it a case without. That was illegal. Thirdly, is Uhuru Kenyatta Kenyan? Is Raila Odinga Kenyan? Yes or no? Can you answer me? You in the studio.
They're Kenyans.
Are they Kenyans? Yes. So are they not entitled to talk as Kenyans? Did you elect a Ugandan president to be in Kenya? Did you elect a Tanzanian to be a president of Kenya?
No.
You elected President Uhuru Kenyatta or Raila Odinga, who is a proponent, is a citizen. If you refuse Uhuru Kenyatta, then why don't you take Raila Odinga as a citizen? The people's initiative. Who are the people? Is Uhuru Kenyatta an animal? Or Raila Odinga is an animal? Answer me, and your people, especially your people of Tanga group, tell me whether these people.
What do you mean by my people, not my people?
Shouting, oh, we have won, we have. That's a hyper. Tell Ruto that he's. Let me tell you today. Tell Ruto that everybody prays to God. You are not the only one who is near God. Everybody. Anatuambia God, why are you stealing?
Yeah, let me ask, Daktari, before we go even
you have to go slow this morning because I have a lot of anger for people who celebrate when a country needs peace. Peace is
there was a lot of celebration, but let's just go through that court ruling one by one. One of the first things they said is that the declaration is hereby made that the civil procedures can be initiated against a sitting president or person performing functions of the president during tenure of office in respect to anything.
Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
Sorry, Daktari?
No, are you stupid? Are these judges stupid? They are stupid. They cannot initiate civil proceeding. Have you ever had it? Where? Show me. And the jurisprudence. Where
one
you
of
have
the things,
initiated civil of a sitting
Daktari,
president.
one of the things that raises...
I think, no, listen, brother, don't even recite. I have read the whole judgment.
Right, but I was about to tell you, one of the things that raises questions is one of the things they said about restraining the IEBC from undertaking any processes.
Yes.
going by that particular ruling, does it then mean that the IEBC, even the by-elections they did, were fraudulent?
So Odunga is getting a salary from where? Odunga and Ngugi are getting salaries from where?
I'm assuming from the Public Service Commission.
Elected. Have they been complaining? That is also stupid, rubbish. Let's go. Go ask me. I will answer you. You are looking for answers. How is Odunga running the court? Is it not from the same M whom you say the IEBC has elected? That's stupid.
Clearly, this particular ruling, Daktari, clearly this particular ruling did not please you at all. But away from you calling it,
it doesn't please me.
All manner of names.
Because I am one.
You and I have been having discussions, Daktari.
For 4 years. 4 years.
We have been having discussions about the BBI for the longest time on this particular forum.
Has been telling you, Kenya needs a redemption strategy. Do you hear it now? If Kenya has no redemption strategy, brother, forget your elections. Nobody is interested in your bloodshed. Maybe Ruto is interested.
There are some who have hailed this as an act of the judiciary being independent. What would you say?
Which independence? Independence with people who have a grudge with the president.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you see the demeanor?
Let me ask you, Dr. Matsanga. Dr. Matsanga.
Did you see the demeanor?
Is the judiciary
to address the president? They have a grudge with the president. Why did they remain on the panel? Don't tell me about the judges. Now talk about the three judges who are not in the name, whose names are not in questionable character. The two judges, their names and their character, their look on the bench is questionable because they were not supposed to be there. That's unappealable.
Had they ruled that the BBI would go on, would you be saying this?
Yes, I would be saying the same. That Odunga and Ngugi should have not
it seems like for the executive, Doctor, if the executive only sees the judiciary as effective only when it rules things in their favor, would that be a fair thing? Surely the judiciary can rule something against you and will still be fair.
As Jubilee.
Sorry?
Many? Show me one. Boss, show me one. Since Odunga hates Uhuru Kenyatta.
Why?
Physically. Ngugi hates, I don't know, you ask them. Bring them on the TV. Did they pay my school fees for me to answer their questions? My school fees was paid by my father. So I am answering what you are telling me. Odunga hates Uhuru Kenyatta, hates Jubilee Party, hates government of Jubilee. How many injections did Odunga give us as Jubilee from the beginning? How many? You can count them from SGR up to laptops. Odunga has been doing a donkey NGO job. You say those are judges. These are NGO creatures. These are creatures of non-governmental organizations.
Yeah, but if we trash the judgments like that,
they have been promised hefty dollars from Open Society Foundation.
Just hold on. Away from the allegations. If we trash the judgments like that, Daktari, where are the people supposed to go? Because you see, these are the people who still preside in the High Court over matters to do with our everyday issues. When we say the judiciary is, those people, they hate the government or they do this, what do you expect Mwananchi to say? If we are, saying that we cannot obey a court ruling? Because one of the things the Jubilee government is accused of, and let me just tell you, is they're accused of ignoring court rulings. For example, Miguna is still in Canada, and a court ruling said that he should be given back his documents and given back his citizenship. There was a court ruling about the servers to be opened in France, and they were never opened. There have been several other court rulings, one after another, that the government has turned a deaf ear to, including the one about appointing the 41 judges, by the way. And it seems like it sounds unfair that the same government would now cry foul over a court ruling when they don't really follow court rulings? What would you say?
I am not in to answer for the government. I don't know what a server is.
Yeah, but you are holding brief for Jubilee right now.
Who is pursuing the server? Who wants the server open now? Has Raila told you he wants the server open? Answer me. The person who takes the case to the court is the one who pursues his petition. So the server ended up in a handshake. Now you want the handshake to ask the server at this time? You must be mentally very close to Mathare.
No, but court ruling is court ruling, Daktari.
Yes, the court ruling is there, but who is supposed to, you follow? There must be the petitioner must follow to get the server. Has Raila shook hands with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta? It means that was the end of the server issue. You want to tell me that now you want to bring server when the complainant has shaken hands with the man that he took to court? You needed the server? Do you know where it is? What is the server?
Yeah. Let me ask, something surprising about that judgment was that the judges referred to the president as Mr. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta at least 13 times.
You see?
Did that mean anything?
That is demeanor. That is demeanor. That is demeanor. That is why I'm also calling them stupid. Because Uhuru is my friend. President Uhuru Kenyatta is my friend. Therefore, I will stand to defend him at all costs. There is nothing you will tell me. You call him Uhuru Kenyatta. He's the president of the Republic of Kenya. Why do you call him Uhuru Kenyatta?
They also called him a violator of the Constitution.
Who can call him Uhuru Kenyatta? But
the
rest of the people
they also
must call
said
him
that he was a violator of the Constitution of
Uhuru
Kenya.
Kenyatta. When you are serving on the bench, you swore before the president, then you go and belittle him. That behavior does not give me a name to call you a judge. Sorry.
Yeah, they also, one of the things they also said was that he had violated the Constitution. Now, does that lay the foundation for impeaching of a president? Because when a president violates the Constitution, that's a very serious matter, and it's being said by a court.
But don't you see that is the trick which I've been telling you, that the NGOs I've been telling you on this show. Can you now say that I am a prophet near one of the relatives of Elijah?
I don't know about the NGO hand in it.
Say it this morning. Say it. I'm a prophet near Elijah. I told you that Orengo is an NGO. Half is ODM, half
Prophet
is
Matsanga.
Because the wife of Orengo is the link person for the NGO and the George Soros. Why did Orengo go to oppose? He's the one who set this with Amoro Tiende. Where has he worked before? NGO. And they came to Baba, they received these things, these certificates, and they won the seat. But look at their background. These are NGO people. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, tell me.
I don't know about much about their backgrounds,
Do you live in Kenya or not? This morning I'm ready for you.
So maybe tell us.
In Kenya or not?
Definitely, it looks like, when the BBI promoters came out, they talked about how they were going to fight this until the bitter end. Those are the words of Junet Mohammed. And it's surprising that those are the words that are used when we are talking building bridges. Did you find that interesting as well?
At the end of the day, it will be Vedi, Vidi, Vici. You know that? You speak Latin.
Please break it down for our viewers.
We shall conquer. We shall conquer. Vedi, Vidi, Vici.
What happens if you go to the Court of Appeal?
People who want peace.
And they uphold this
people who
verdict.
Want peace for this country called Kenya. Observers, friends of Uhuru Kenyatta who want peace. We shall come.
What happens if you go to the Court of Appeal and they uphold this verdict, Daktari?
What happens when?
Well, if you go to the Court of Appeal and they decide to uphold the verdict.
fine. Then you allow Uhuru to arrange the country for elections. So why don't you wait for elections in 2023? There's a pandemic. Enjoy, relax. Today, this morning, I came for you to teach you. In fact, the verdict is a very good verdict for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. If Ruto can celebrate, his celebrations are short-lived. A man who works with the same president is celebrating, writing God, God, God.
Did he celebrate?
Doesn't have God? We also have God.
No, but did he celebrate really?
Years old. God has kept me bwana. Huyu wako 52 anaambia watu God, 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 God anaiba. God, God anaiba. You are stealing, you are saying God, God.
Daktari, what he said was that, you know, there's God who loves Kenya.
I don't know.
What? I don't know. Daktari,
don't interpret it for me.
Dr. Matsanga, Dr. Matsanga, please.
No, I know you come from near his home. He might take over your land, so interpret it for me.
I think that's an attack on me. But Daktari, listen.
Interpret for me. But I heard it I've read it. Boss, he said God help Kenya.
He did say God help Kenya. I don't know whether that constitutes into a celebration.
It is a celebration. Who do you say it is not? Or do you? Since if you say it is a celebration, even your land will be taken.
I mean, if you said God help Kenya right now, would you be celebrating?
Well, I don't know, but a deputy president of the president, you are laughing at your president that oh, God helps Kenya. God does this. This is rubbish. This is rubbish. I'm not part of this type of games.
Well, you are clearly very, very upset with this ruling.
I am not upset. I am stating facts which you refuse to listen to me. I told you
I have not refused to listen to you.
There are NGOs. There's
Yes.
George Soros money. That is coming again like it came in 2017. You saw the NGOs surrounding the Supreme Court. You saw people flying to where? Where did they fly to? Tell me, where did they fly to? They flew to Eastern Europe, in Hungary. What were they doing there in Hungary? Whom are they meeting? 10 NGO men from Kenya. They met Maraga. What were they celebrating? They had got a verdict. There is also money that has been pumped in the court of Kenya. Somewhere, someone of Open Society Foundation of Soros is going to disintegrate the country called Kenya.
So now,
if you think I'm not in here, Elijah, it's up to you. If you guess it, sir.
yeah, but is it a matter of life and death? Because if BBI cannot continue, for example, isn't it okay to just say, let's continue to the election? If Wanjiku wants to bring it up, then they can bring it up, because they said that this process, the problem was it didn't start from the Wananchi. It started from two individuals who had a handshake, who then involved the rest of us in it by saying they made the following declarations. Wanjiku was not consulted in the beginning, according to the court ruling, and that's why they had a problem with it in terms of saying, we were not in the boardroom to come up with the 9-point agenda. So isn't it okay if it has been thrown out or gets thrown out, for us to just say, okay, fine, this didn't seem to work. Why don't we look at each other as brothers and sisters, go back to the drawing board, see where we can come up with something else, Okay. Instead of, and we looking like, the more we are talking about building bridges, the more we are antagonizing the country, because one side is now, as you say, celebrating the court ruling. The other side is saying, we will see you later. We are already building two different opposing sides that are leading again to a clash. Daktari, surely you're a peace mediator. Are you not seeing what's going to happen if we continue this way?
I agree with you. There are two sides now sharpening up their rhetoric. They are sharpening up their tongues, their arrows. They are sharpening up their exchanges. There are two polarized. Kenya is a polarized state between those who want the BBI.
It is very polarized.
To work out.
Shouldn't we be saying, guys, let's sit down and look? Where are we?
No. with this pandemic, there is no president who can allow his country to go to chaos when he can help, when he can rescue the nation. And therefore, there are two things that I am now telling you which might happen. One, President Uhuru Kenyatta will go back to Parliament and seek more extension of the time to prepare for these elections. And watch that again. It is most likely that since they say we want to abide by the court, it takes 2 years, 24 months for the Independent Electoral Commission to be constituted, for it to do the boundaries. Then later let Uhuru arrange that, then call you for an election. Why should we go in an election? Indeed, as you have said, two sides are sharpening their pangas, arrows, clubs, even guns. Because the way people speak now, like Ruto speaks as if he has second plan B. He's not having a political line. He has told us he's well prepared. He could be taking on us. So the state has to protect the people of Kenya. And the only way to protect the people of Kenya is by, one, suspending the debate, arranging the elections, the dates, whatever the Kenya Parliament will do, it could extend the dates of an election, and the election could be held from an extension of 6 months, which is allowed, because there is an emergency. We have a pandemic that is killing people.
Yeah, but shouldn't we have voices, Daktari, yes, at this moment in time, talking about bridging the divide?
Yes.
Because we are all Kenyans. Everyone talks about Kenya, and even the people opposing the BBI, they are Kenyans. The people supporting the BBI, they are also Kenyans. When we talk about this Kenya that we want, which Kenyans are we talking about?
The president wanted to bring these 9 points. Raila Odinga brought 9 points. These 9 points are not Ugandan points. But Tanzania or Burundi or Rwanda points.
But where is the politics of convincing someone as opposed to bulldozing someone? Where I tell you, Daktari, come, let's listen. This is what I really want to mean. This is what I'm saying. Where is that convincing art in the political field?
Deputy President William Ruto sat down with the president, gave the president 2 names of his people he thinks can be on the committee. You hear that? In fact, I'm spilling these beans next week. This week here. Next week you come, I'll come with even the minutes. You want me to do that? I'll do it. Don't try me, boss. I'll do it. He sat down and forwarded, even in letters, he said he suggested one Muse from the Rift Valley and another person. They were on the committee. They went around. Are they not human beings? Are they not Kenyans? They came, then later on, when the report came, he says he doesn't know. He became Peter. He doesn't know Jesus. Simujui, he has never preached on the sea. When the wind came and the waves want to swallow the ship, we didn't see. That is now Mr. Clean One. Mr. Clean, your neighbor from Taro. That's what he said. Now you blame him.
I don't know why you
tried to bring these people
keep
together.
attacking the people from Tarbo.
But in bringing these people together, I stood firm as an individual, single-handedly. You are one of the journalists insulting me on a daily basis. Why am I protecting these guys from going to The Hague? Were you not one of those in those press conferences? Now today, here we are. We are coming back. History is repeating itself, that people are sharpening their mouths, pangas, and so on, towards the same goal. Which president in the world can watch his country go when he has the powers to stop it? Who? So you can read between the lines what is going to happen, Mr. Sir.
Yep. But
yes.
Well, we can all read between the lines. But one of the things you may not have answered tonight
is... No, you can read through the lines. Because Lev, my comrade, you have given Uhuru Kenyatta the opportunity now to scrutinize what the judges said. So if we go back to the constitutionalism, he has to have an electoral commission 2 years in place. So when is 2 years ending? When? Kriegler told you 24 months before a new election. So, President, if you have criticized the president, then the president will go back and read his notes and say, okay, since this cannot work, let's have a transitional system that will lead us to a good, well-organized elections. Studio.
Well, it's going to be some
where
very...
we are, have you seen? I told you don't celebrate it too early.
It will be some very interesting days. You know, I remember, Daktari, that last year, the issue you had that time was you said it was Chief Justice Maraga that was the problem. He's gone. Now it's the issue in the judiciary. People are still saying there are some people who are judicial activists that, you know, against the
Exactly. Look at the hair. Look at the way they comb their hair.
And it sounds as if we are moving closer and closer.
And come to the court like that.
But Daktari, let me ask you. And this one, just tell me very honestly. Would the judiciary save its face?
Boss, these are activists.
Do you want, Daktari, please answer this question. In your opinion, is the judiciary there to agree with government on everything? And to make sure it passes rulings agreeable to government?
I beg your pardon. In your opinion, what?
Sorry?
I've not got that one properly.
I'm saying, is the judiciary in existence to simply rubber stamp what government wants in court?
No. The judges
to just give rulings that are agreeable with and then you would say the judiciary is excellent.
Independence does not mean you ignore national interest. What is paramount here is national interest, security interest of a nation. If the nation of Kenya is going to fall into violence in 2022, and you're a judge who lives here, who lived here in 2007, and saw people being killed, do you go and rule in favor because you're a judge? Or do you rule against because you want to keep independence? No. No. Independence does not mean you ignore national interests. National interests and the security interests of a nation are paramount. In this case, what Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are saying, this country, if it goes to elections like the way it is now, there will be bloodshed. Therefore, change the electoral mechanisms, put new laws for corruption, to catch corrupt people like your neighbor, Itango, who is making every corrupt deal that he does. That is in your country called Kenya. Everything, his hands are there.
Yeah, those are very serious allegations, Daktari, that cannot be substantiated.
They are not allegations. They are not allegations. Go and look at the people who have been sacked. Look at the people who have been sacked from the jobs. Do you know I can count for you? You have forgotten them. It goes back, slowly. The back stops somewhere. Everybody cries that, oh, I lost my job. Do you remember a team called Sky Team of Murkomen and some senator called Kindiki flying around collecting money from parastatal bodies?
I do remember such a thing, yes, an entity like that existed.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Said, boss, you're a Kenyan. You want that team to continue collecting money? There must be a law on corruption.
Well,
if they get you with corruption, you don't get bail.
When all is said and done,
that are changing.
When all is said and done, Daktari, who will help us to bridge the serious divide that is now between those who already were pro-BBI and those who are anti? Or does it matter, or do we not care? Who will help us do that?
No. people are ready to help. But it is you Kenyans yourselves.
Because both sides are chest thumping. We are chest thumping to where?
No, it is you Kenyans yourselves to see the truth. The truth here is the IEBC cannot hold another election. I've told you several times, sir, on this panel, that if you want a good election in Kenya, remove Chebukati. Let Chebukati go home. He missed the other election. You want to give him
but
this
Daktari, you
election
also said remove Maraga, and here we are.
Yes?
You also said remove Maraga. Maraga went. Here we are. We're still saying there's something wrong with the judiciary. How many people will we remove
when
before
they
we say
remove
it's
the
okay?
Maraga, we are getting a new Chief Justice. Apparently, who does not behave. Apparently, who does not behave like a Maraga.
Well, we'll wait and see what happens when it goes to the Court of Appeal. We are running out of time. What would you tell the viewers watching you this morning on the BBI train? What next?
The BBI train is not stopped. It is going on. We shall follow the decorum of rule of law, as you say. But I am telling you, the rule of law now opens more avenues for scrutiny. One, for scrutiny, that the reasons why President was not able to sign the 41 judges, we are going to bring them in public. Yes. Yes. Investigative journalists have already received the copies. We are going to bring them in public. For some people to know, there are judges on that panel who are wanted by America for drug dealing. You know that. Mwita was mentioned by Akasha. So what is he doing on the panel? What?
So it's a question of revisiting again.
Isn't it? Huh?
It's a question of revisiting
so
just like last time, right?
In a nutshell, Kenyans need to come back, look at ahead. You need that election, yes. You need Mr. Ruto to have that election and win it without, he doesn't want to say he might lose. He's gonna win. That's what he says. But somebody else can come up and say he lost, and the fight could erupt. So why don't you sort the electoral mechanisms that will make a winner and a loser talk and sit and drink together without violence? Why? That is all what BBI is trying to do. Unity of purpose, a united nation, a country called Kenya, not a fragmented state with people who are violent, very hungry for power. Not a state with corruption, not a state which is paralyzed with on ethnicity levels, not a state that has no security. You need a country with all the 9 points that were brought out, well worked on, and a document placed before the public. People's Initiative under Article 257. Raila is a Kenyan. Uhuru is a Kenyan. They are not Ugandans or Tanzanian nationals. It is not Matsanga who applied for the People's Initiative. People's Initiative cannot do without funding. The funding comes from. So, did Odunga condemn the funding from the government to print books? The government is the people. So you don't print. You should not print. You should not give the people the ability to print even books. Because if you go there, they will tell you it is Uhuru's initiative. Allah.
Well, we'll end it on that note.
I rest my case. On that note, thank you very much. I want to thank you that by next Monday, the Monday coming, the other one, when you call me, you know what is going to happen?
What's going to happen?
We shall be in the train. The train will be heading towards Taro.
We wait to see, Daktari.
Yes, and we shall be going to Malaba. By the way, our rail line has been, and I want to take this opportunity to thank President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for opening the rail line to Malaba. It is going because I had bought a plot there to build a 42-story hotel. I was going to lose if the rail did not come.
Well,
across in my country.
well, we look to see what happens to the BBI train currently stuck at a station. Let's see what next. Thank you,
I want to
Daktari.
thank the chairman, the people of KASS television for the tenacity and the steadfastness that you allow debates of different shades of opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll continue to do that. Thank you, Daktari. Have a lovely morning and enjoy the rest of the week. That's 59 minutes for today. God bless you. See you Tuesday, God willing.